I'll get back to you. Hi, I'm Gabby, your American English teacher from GoNaturalEnglish.com, and today we're talking about how to respond to this very common phrase, I will get back to you. Have you heard this phrase before? If you have, or if you want to know how to respond to it, then give this a thumbs up to help with the YouTube algorithm and show me that you are enjoying this lesson. So we're going to learn 6 ways to respond to this phrase. You may have never learned this phrase, I'll get back to you, in your English class, but native English speakers use this phrase all the time. On phone calls, in meetings, negotiating business deals. This is a must-know phrase, but even more important is how to respond, because this phrase, I'll get back to you, often kills a conversation. It often ends or finishes a conversation. There's nothing more left to say because I'll get back to you. That's it. But you don't want to be left waiting, powerless, passively waiting for that person to return your call or get back to you. So today we're going to talk about 6 really smart phrases that you can use. Now, you can use these in a lot of different situations. At the end of this lesson, I'm going to share how you can learn English for general purposes or for business purposes live online with Lingoda and their awesome English teachers. So stick around until the end because I have a special deal for you to get started to learn English fast, live and online. So now let's talk about this phrase, I'll get back to you. What does this even mean? So it literally means I will respond or reply to you in the future with more information when I know the information that you're asking for. But what does it really mean? The truth is, many people use this phrase to stop the conversation because they don't want to give you information, because they don't want to help you. They use this phrase because they would rather not say no to your face. They would rather not say, I don't want to give you the information, I don't have the information, and I'm not going to help you. So this is a more polite way of saying that. I'll get back to you. So it could mean one of 2 things. They could get back to you with the information you're asking for, or they just don't want to talk to you. Now you need to respond in a way that will keep the communication going. Otherwise, you are left powerless. You have nowhere to go with this conversation. If someone says, I'll get back to you, that's it. It's a roadblock, it's a barrier, it is a challenge, and you need to get around it. These are the kind of phrases that native English speakers use in real life that you may have never practiced in your English class. You may have never seen this in your English textbook. I don't think I've ever seen it in an English textbook. Have you? Now, it's super common, so be ready because you're going to hear it and you can use one of these 6 phrases to get what you want out of the conversation. So if that sounds good, then leave me a yes in the comments and let's learn the replies that you can use. Let's think of this phrase, I'll get back to you, in context with a real life situation. Recently, I was looking for a house for sale, and I heard through a friend of a friend that her parents wanted to sell their house. So I asked her, well, how much are they asking? What is the price of the house? And she said, can you guess? I'll get back to you. Sometimes people say, I'll get back to you on that, or I'll get back to you about that. So then I had to think quickly, what were my choices? I could, 1, just say, okay, and let the conversation die and wait for her to get back to me. Or I could be smart about it and try another response. If you just say, okay, I'll wait for you to reply, you're really left in a passive situation. You're waiting for the other person to remember to respond to you, and it's really not the greatest situation to be in. So a better choice might be to push a little bit. You could ask, well, if you had to guess or if you had to estimate, what do you think it would be? What would be your ballpark estimate? Ballpark means around what number, but estimate also means around what number. So you can push for a little bit more information. In this kind of situation, it's better to be a little bit pushy than to just say, okay, because if you say, okay, I'll wait for you, they might think that you're not really that interested. But if you push for a little bit more information, they'll know you're interested. And what's the worst that could happen? They could just say, sorry, I'm not sure, I'll get back to you. But then we're back to square one where we were before with that phrase, I'll get back to you. So what are some other options? You could try to help them figure it out. Ask them what they need to know in order to answer you. What would you need to know in order to tell me the answer? Or who do you need to talk with in order to give me the price, in order to know the answer? What would you need to have to know, or with whom do you need to speak to know the answer? Depending on your situation, you can ask the right question. In my situation, asking about the home for sale, I asked, well, what would you need to know in order to know the price? And my friend said, well, I need to talk with my parents. I need to talk it over with them and I'll get back to you. So we were back to square one again. I'll get back to you. Now, in other situations, you might ask, well, who would know? Or if it's in a business situation, maybe a customer service situation, you might ask, who would know? Or is your boss available? Is there a manager available, or someone who would know the answer? Sometimes it might help to ask for someone else to talk to. In this situation, asking about a home for sale, I could ask, okay, when are you talking with your parents? So this is the next thing that you can do, is ask for a time. When do you think you will know an answer? When will you talk with your parents about the price? So ask for a deadline or a time, just to put things on a timeline so she doesn't forget, so you don't forget, so no one forgets to get that answer for you. You can ask, okay, when should I expect your call? Or when should I expect your email? You could even push for a follow-up. Okay, let's meet again, or let's talk again the same time next week, or let's talk again in a few days. Or you could offer to follow up. Okay, I'll follow up with you if I don't hear back from you in a few days. The main idea here is do not let the conversation end with I'll get back to you. It's always a good idea to ask for a little bit more information, or to help find that answer. If you had to guess, what would the price be? If you had to guess, what would the price be? What would you need to know, or with whom would you need to speak to know the price? What would you need to know, or with whom do you need to speak to know the price? When do you think you'll know? When do you think you'll know? I'll follow up with you tomorrow. I'll follow up with you tomorrow. I highly encourage you to practice all of these phrases and think through the different ways that you can respond to I'll get back to you, so that you don't let the conversation end this way. This way, when you're armed with these practical phrases, you can get the information that you need and to do the business that you want to do in English. So next time you hear someone say, I'll get back to you, you won't lose out. You can do this. Even at the intermediate level of English, you can use these phrases to negotiate business in English. You don't need the perfect accent. You don't need flawless, 100% correct grammar. What you need are the right phrases and to be brave and confident enough to use them. You can do this. Just practice the phrases a few times. Imagine yourself in a situation where you'll use them, and the next time you hear this phrase, you'll be ready with the right responses. I promised at the beginning of this lesson that I would tell you about how to practice your business English or general English conversation with live online expert English teachers at Lingoda. I've personally used lessons at Lingoda to learn Spanish, and I love that I can learn 24/7, anytime, any day of the week that works for me and my busy schedule. I like to learn on Sundays. Generally, I have more free time on the weekends. And you can learn English on your own time too, from anywhere with an internet connection, from home, from your office, and you can make it fit into your life with Lingoda. So they have business English classes, which will help you to learn phrases like we talked about today. It'll help you to advance in your career and your work. Business English can help you succeed in an international company, or maybe to find your new dream job. On the other hand, general English lessons are more for everyday conversations, making new friends, feeling confident when you travel the world, and enjoying understanding all the nuances that native speakers get when they read books in English or watch movies or TV shows in English. So you can choose the path that's better for you, or try both. Both courses will cover the grammar, vocabulary, speaking, pronunciation, and everything you need to speak English. But when you choose the business English course, you're going to focus more on situations where you'd use your English in a business context, like meetings, negotiations, and interviews. All English lessons at Lingoda are with experienced native English speaker teachers. And they're structured. They all have lesson plans and presentations as part of your lesson, so you know exactly what you're going to be learning. There's also plenty of time for you to speak, and that's super important for developing your speaking skills and asking questions. Lingoda is the #1 trusted online language school with a 4.6 Trustpilot rating. And they're proud to be working with the Cambridge Assessment of English as an authorized linguaskill agent. And now when you check the voucher code in the description, you can get 15% off your business or general English course with Lingoda. This is an amazing opportunity for you to learn really from anywhere with an internet connection on your own time and your schedule. So today is the day to try it out, to make sure that you don't lose out the next time that you have the opportunity to negotiate in English, to have a conversation in English, or to use English to get more information. Maybe to get your dream job, or to buy a home, or to travel, or any number of things. So try it out today. I highly recommend Lingoda for live online lessons with experienced native English speakers. Now, if you're wondering how to respond to one of the most common questions, how are you, like a native speaker, I recommend that you watch this video next. I'm gonna link to it right up here and in the description, so you can respond to how are you just like a native would. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you there.